Yeah, it is. It is. It's we knew obviously coming into this game, the importance of it. Where Fremantle sat in the ladder, and we're very disappointed with the performance not to win the game.
Do you reckon the players let Freo get under their skin in that third quarter? Do you think that they lost focus?
Oh, I thought it was probably lost a bit of focus for 5 minutes, but they did a bit of damage in that 5 minutes. And I'm not sure whether the free kick goals were there or not, but it was a 5-minute period there that we probably lost a bit of focus, and it wasn't until we got back, got the focus back in the last quarter that we were able to get back in the game.
What did you break down there, John? In that period?
I think there was 6 or 7 free kick goals against us today for the entire game. Now that's almost half their score, and I'm not sure whether they were all there or not. I'd have to look at the replay. I haven't seen the replay, but that was pretty disappointing to be able to have 6 or 7 free kick goals against. I'll have to work out tomorrow what that looks like on the vision.
And you did dream a bit late. You were coming pretty hard there.
Yeah, I thought it definitely took us too late to do that, to play with that sort of. It took us too late to play with the energy and enthusiasm that we needed to. We should have been doing it early. It wasn't until really the game was almost out of our grasp that we started to play with the urgency that was needed a bit earlier. And when we started to play with that type of urgency in the last quarter, we kicked goals and got back in the game. But it took far too long for it to happen.
So that sort of message at 3 quarters on, did you want that out strongly to them?
Yeah, we spoke pretty clearly about the game was slipping right out of our grasp, and we needed to play with some real urgency and get the ball going with some real flow. And I thought we did that a lot better in the last quarter, and but it just proved a bit too much to try and peg back in the conditions.
Do you feel as if the rough mid-range engaged you with the crowds that they did? Did they just crowd that out?
No, well, it's hard to say unless you actually sit down and you watch it again, because it's hard to comment straight after the game. I'll watch it, and if I need to speak to Jeff Geeshan, I will. And as a general rule, you just want the consistency throughout the game, throughout the round. Until I've actually seen the free kicks, it's probably a bit hard to comment. At the time, I thought there was a couple that was there, but I'm not sure whether they were all there or not.
The Valentine goal from the goal?
Yeah, I didn't actually see what happened off the ball. I think it was Heath Grundy and Valentine, so I'm not sure. I actually didn't see a replay of it, so it's probably a bit hard for me to comment until I have a look at the vision.
Well, it seems as if Grundy was holding it while the other guy was trying to throw a couple, and was he in his right to make sure he wasn't getting punched?
Well, I don't know. Once again, I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I won't comment on it until I've seen it. When I've seen it, I'll work out whether I need to speak to Jeff or not.
Talking about discipline, there's a couple of crucial 50-metre penalties. What did you make about the circumstances?
Yeah, I thought was delayed for too long to get the ball back. Was that that's what it looked like. I don't know whether they were there or not. Once again, I'd have to look at the replay, but they were pretty costly free kicks. 50-metre penalty on any ground, let alone the SCG's, costly.
There's no direct word this week saying that they're going to be tougher on that.
Oh, I didn't hear one, so I'm not sure whether there was or not, but I didn't hear one.
How blow is that today, John?
I think it's a real blow for us. It's we come here to the SCG playing a team that's right next to us on the ladder, and we didn't win. It's that's what we wanted to get out of it. We knew the importance of it going in, and we didn't get the result we wanted. So it makes the game next week against the Bulldogs, a real big game for us.
Was the intensity there in that first?
No, I thought the intensity wavered. I didn't think it was there for the full 4 quarters, and I thought it was there obviously in the last. It was there at times a bit in the first 3 quarters, but you can't play in fits and starts. You've got to make sure that you're consistent with your effort and your intensity over that period of time, and I thought we were a bit inconsistent with that for the first 3 quarters. 6 or 7 free kick goals, and you're on the back foot. Yeah, it has. We've had, showed signs of it at times, but it's something we really haven't put together a good 4 quarters of consistent performance for quite a while. It's our challenge to make sure we do that, and it's from our senior players. We're blooding a lot of younger kids, but we need to make sure across the whole 22, we get a bit more of a consistent performance.
You're able to keep relatively quiet for a little Fife was probably one that got away.
Yeah, we know that when you're going into the game that Fife's a really good player, and we tried a number of players on him, and he beat them. So we had 3 or 4 different players going through that part of the ground, and he's a really good player now. Fife, he's in the better players in the competition. He's a hard running midfielder at a good size that can take a strong overhead mark. So he's a very good player.
How do you rebuild after something like today? Because the inconsistency you mentioned in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we've got to do it pretty quickly because we've got a short week going into the Bulldogs this week. So we'll review the game tomorrow, but we need to review it, address what we did wrong, and get going pretty quickly to the Bulldogs because you don't want to sit around until Wednesday worrying about the lost opportunity. But by the same token, we need to make sure we drill into it and find out exactly what we did wrong and get better at it because we're terribly disappointed about it.
Think about maybe pulling the trigger with Jetta a little bit earlier that you didn't have to do.
Yeah, we did. We spoke about it a couple of times. Would have made a big difference. It may have made a bit more of a difference if we'd done it 5 minutes early, but I don't think it was the difference between us winning or losing the game. But we did speak about it. You've got to be a bit careful with the subs that if you do pull the trigger a bit earlier and you get an injury, there's nothing more frustrating than a player sitting there who's not injured and you can't use him.
What is that all?
Oh, I just said we let an opportunity slip. Let an opportunity to beat a team that's right next to us on the ladder, and we let it slip. And we can't afford to let it slip next week against the Bulldogs.
Does it, how concerning is it that the finals could be slipping away? We're in the 8th all year basically, and it's slipping away.
Well, we'll find out, I guess, how much we want to participate in finals, and that's our challenge is to be able to do. We clearly know the Bulldogs are back in a bit of form, and they'll be tough to beat here. So we need to make sure that we're on the top of our game and do better than what we did today.
Mattner obviously came back from that pretty heavy knock. Was he the only other real issues?
No, I think everyone was, from what I understand, everyone was okay. Marty was okay, so I think everyone's okay. Hopefully Jude's okay for next week, so we might get him back.
So John, you will, if you find tomorrow a couple of those home positions, in these ones still, would you write a letter to the guys?
No, I'd speak to if there is something there. I'd speak to them. I generally try not to focus on it too much because I've just found over 10 years that you can talk and get frustrated about it as much as you like, but in the end, I can't control it as a coach. If there's a clarification of a particular rule, whether it's get the ball back or anything like that, I'll speak to Jeff. But I generally don't try and make a habit of it.